Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 2001's Oh. Before we get started, if you want to follow the show, you could follow us on the social medias at Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Kiss the Reviews. And let's get into the cast of 2001's Oh, or Othello. Sure. This film stars Mekhi Phifer as Odin James, Julia Stiles as Desi Brable, Martin Sheen as Coach Duke, and Josh Hartnett as Hugo. Josh Hartnett's hair has always been a distraction to me when I see him on film. In his younger days, his hair is much nicer nowadays.
Yeah, I feel like there was this real push in his early career to turn his hairstyle into the male version of the Rachel. And it was just finally after a few movies, they're like, guys, this isn't working.
It's not
Can we just make
taking.
him look like a normal person? Because this is not working.
I just woke up and didn't have enough time to do my hair. Like it was a thing for a minute, not for me. And I'll be honest though, there's not many people that could pull it off. And this dude rocked that hairstyle for a fucking decade.
Yeah, there was one big problem with that hairstyle or any kind of men's hairstyle in the 1990s or for Gen Xers, which is if you tried too hard, you were gay.
Yes.
And nowadays we know that's fine. Who gives a shit? Call me gay. That means I look good as fuck, bitch.
Hell yes.
I mean, you know what I really needed? And this is what 2001 needed, right? A movie like this. Because we needed an updated version of Othello set in a prep school. I mean, it was needed at the time, right? Let's try to reach out to the kids. Let's get the kids to read. We'll send Othello to a prep school. Cool, I guess.
If I'm Julia Stiles, I'm like, how many more Shakespeare remakes for the 90s kids are we going to have to put me in? Because this is bullshit. Like 10
bullshit
Things I Hate About You.
100% true.
Great movie, great retelling of a Shakespearean play.
Yes.
Fucking brilliant. The remake of Romeo and Juliet with Leo and all of them, it was a little fucking, but at the same time, they got it right. The characters were right, the language was right, and the actors all did their jobs very well. It was just a little Baz Luhrmann-y for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
That said, what in the fuck are you doing here? And if you're getting ready to be one of the commenters too, by the way, that's like, Corey doesn't understand Shakespeare. I tutored this shit in high school, bitch. I got receipts, and I have the right to fucking say, what are we doing? What did you do to Paul Robeson? This is insulting.
This is a writer or a group of writers or friends that had an idea that literally did too many drugs and went, guys, Othello, but high school prep. And everybody went, yo. That's how this got greenlit. This is how this got started. Okay.
Yeah, my interpretation of this is, so we got the box office return, sir, and it looks like 10 Things I Hate About You is killing it with the younger crowd. We're number 3 in the box office right now. We've been out for a month. There's no stopping this train. And they went, I like Othello. Put a black guy in the movie. Right? Who do we got on contract? What writers do we got? Make them do it. Because nobody would have done this intentionally.
Yeah. So, well, let's dive into this because the movie opens at a basketball game and it's the end of the game and Odin gets the ball and he drives to the hoop and wins, and Hugo, it cuts over to Hugo and everybody's celebrating. Hugo does not look happy. And Hugo's the coach's son. The coach, his dad, has the audacity and the balls to bring Odin up because, and say that he loves him like he loves his own son. And that makes Josh Hartnett even more angry, and his hair's angry, and it's just like a whole thing now. And this is the setup to basically the rest of the movie where Josh Hartnett's just a piece of shit.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. So daddy doesn't love you. It happens.
It does.
Guess what? He's never going to love you. No matter what you do. He despises you. So get the fuck over it and move on. Stop fucking bringing your baggage around everybody else like we're supposed to fucking care. We got our own problems. Piss off.
Exactly.
That being said, I can relate to Josh Hartnett here a little bit because my dad used to coach summer rec leagues for my basketball team. And if he could trade me in for a black kid who was actually athletic, he would have done it in a heartbeat.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
I was voted on the team biggest disappointment 5 years running. I understand, but
that's
also
impressive.
I didn't try to kill anybody.
Yeah, that you're taking it like a step too far.
Yeah, like I turned to fucking drugs and hip hop. Grow up, people.
Hell yes.
And we see like the unraveling here, right, of Hugo. Because we cut to like the school dance, and Hugo's like over in the corner sulking, and he tells Roger, his ginger friend, that he's gonna break up Odin and Desi so Roger can go out with Desi. And Roger here calls the dean and tells him that Odin forced himself on Desi, and Desi is the dean's daughter. And so, and then we run into this like whole sitch here. We then get the scene in the office where the dean is like grilling Odin in front of the coach, and they bring in Desi here. And the dean, obviously her dad, is like, hey, did he force himself on you, and yada yada. And Odin is pleading his innocence. I would never do that, blah blah blah, and you know me, and this and that. And when they bring in Julia Stiles here, okay, there's one, like, if it happened, then the answer is yes. If it didn't happen, then the answer is no. There's only one response here, and that's answer the damn question. Don't go, well, we've been dating for 4 months, and we've been close to one another and have touched skin, and that's none of your business. She goes into this whole like thing, and it's like, just say no if it's no. And then we all move on with our fucking day. You just made this a whole production.
Dude, if I'm O right here, I am standing up and shouting it. Bitch, say no. What is with this ambiguity? It's no, stop your teenage fucking sulking, I don't like you, dad, bullshit. I'm getting accused of fucking rape. No. No, yes. No. That's the only fucking word that should be falling out of your goddamn mouth at this point in time. Yes. This whole, that's none of your business, Dad. Yes, it is. You just accused me of rape. Get the fuck out of my face.
It might not be your business in normal day-to-day life, but there's an accusation on the table, and you need to respond. Okay,
take your Alanis Morissette temper tantrum the fuck off somewhere else, lady. This is my life we're talking about.
And I said it's none of your business.
After the scene, and this is probably one of my favorite scenes, Odin finds out that Roger's the one that snitched and told the dean and yada yada, and he beats the fuck out of Roger, like punches him in the stomach, and Roger's like, oh, and then he ends it with the fucking bitch slap heard around the world. This open hand, like fingers not even together, fingers all wide, like just whoops his face with his hand. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude, it looked like one of those like slap competition things I see on TikTok all the time. Like, dude, I've never seen somebody get knocked out with a slap before, and this motherfucker did. Roger cannot take a punch.
No, he can take
Or a
plenty of
slap.
punches. He can't take a slap because he goes down. He's down for the count after the slap. The punch to the stomach, he just kind of keels over. I'm like, all right, guy, you did some dirty shit here, and you're good. And then he got
Yeah.
slapped, and I was like, oh no, he doesn't like that. That
You
pain's too
still
sharp.
you still got off way too easy. You
Yes.
phoned in an anonymous tip that I raped my girlfriend because
Yeah.
you like my girlfriend?
This is such a crock of shit.
We also see here Josh Hartnett taking steroids because high school prep basketball. And in the next game, we see Odin going down and then getting taken to the hospital. And he's fine. But afterwards, Odin and Desi go to this party. Hugo shows up, gets Mike drunk, and then has Roger start a fight with Mike so that Mike will get kicked off the team. Like, his level of chess playing here is, I mean, I'll be honest, just as like a shit stirrer, just chef's kiss to the plan. Because Mike ain't got nothing to do with any of this shit. Like, he's like, well, I'll take out Mike, and then I'll be the man that Odin will go to. And then I'll do like, it's, dude, like this amount of trolling he does here and getting Roger to literally do everything.
Dude, like I have never been so happy that I went to a ghetto adjacent public school. Because if somebody like Hugo walked up and been like, huh, you know what you should do? Blah, 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 because I heard da-da-da-da-da-da-da. People at my school, literally, because this happened, would have went, word, come with me. And then would have drug Hugo by his motherfucking collar to the person he just talked shit about or saying was talking shit about me and confronted everybody together. And then Hugo's getting stomped the fuck out until he learns his lesson.
You can get away with this shit at prep school because everybody just believes everybody at face value. It cuts to the next day, like the coach suspends Mike. Hugo then tells Mike to make nice with Desi so she can convince Odin to talk to coach and get him back on the team. We're going to odd lengths here just so you can get some fucking playing time. And by the way, the fact that you're taking steroids, okay? And Mike's a sophomore, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think he says that in the movie. So you're taking steroids, and this sophomore who's 6 inches shorter than you is still like the man. And the steroids don't seem to have helped you. You say they've been helping you the whole movie. Knocked a half second off my 40 time and God yeety. And you're still not the man on this fucking team? That just tells me how bad you sucked pre-steroids. And that's why your dad doesn't love you.
I know exactly how bad he sucked pre-steroids when he says, I'm a fucking utility player. I can play this position and this position and this position. That means you're not really good enough to play any position. And the only reason you're on that team is because your dad is the coach.
Yes.
And what your dad is so angry about is you just don't shut the fuck up and realize your bitch ass position on this team. 12th man, the fact that you got a minute of playing time is a miracle.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I saw Josh Hartnett dribble a basketball. Fuck you.
The next game, they struggle, but they win. Odin sees Mike with Desi in the stands. He's got Josh Hartnett in his ear telling him that Mike's trying to hook up with Desi. So now he's like getting all suspicious and things. And Emily, Hugo's girlfriend, then gets him the scarf that Odin gave to Desi for, his master plan of like, he's going to take the scarf and then he's going to give it to Mike. And then he's going to tell Odin that the scarf, like, bro, just be like, hey, they fucking, and then watch everything play out. The amount of energy he is putting into this plan just to have your dad still not love you at the end is ridiculous to me. I appreciate the planning, but
Hugo's fatal mistake here is actually thinking, is somehow a competent, emotionally adjusted human being with rational thoughts. Because all somebody has to do is whisper anything in this dude's ears, and he goes full QAnon on everybody.
Yes.
He said it was fucking true. He said it to me. It must be true. Why? Because you heard it from another guy? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Now that you brought it up, I'll have to do this.
Don't do that, it's not good for you.
Hi, literally everybody out there. If somebody says something to you and somebody said this about you and there you start getting that like little bit, just go straight to the source and be like, yo, this bitch said something that you said about me. And if they go no, and then you go, okay, everybody's in a room. What's going on? Don't take anybody's shit at face value. If it's involving other people and yada yada, you bring everybody together and you take care of business right then and there. And what you do is pull the pin, throw the grenade in, and watch everything play out.
Yeah, to put it another way, to quote Royce, don't let someone that's not as smart as you gash you up and tell you something that you never knew, because that'll be the death of you. Yeah. Every fucking time. Absolutely. Why the fuck he listens to a word? And it's not like, oh, yeah, that is funny. They are getting pretty close. That's interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on them. What he does is stare at them with murderous intent while dribbling a basketball like a fucking psychopath, breaking a backboard, and then walking into the fucking dorm room like he's O.J. Simpson screaming about a fucking scarf. Get to the point, you fucking pussy.
You understand me?
You want to talk about how a little whisper can get into somebody's ear? Because the next scene is Odin and Desi going on their little trip to like this little motel cabin thing, right? And they have sex and it's they're making love and Odin can't get Mike out of his head and he's seeing him in the mirror and his reflection and shit goes sideways in a goddamn hurry and he gets rough. She tells him to stop. He doesn't. And I'll be honest. Okay. I know we've talked about like rape scenes in movies and yada yada. And I'm not trying to say like that doesn't happen in real life. It obviously does. I don't like I like the inference. Okay? You infer that happened. This whole scene's just gross.
Well, yeah, you're watching a teenage girl get raped.
Yes.
And for some reason, where I went in my head, because, comedy, I'm trying to avoid the whole, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable of it all.
Oh, yeah, the seriousness of everything, yeah.
I'm like, this was like really tender and, kind of really nice, sweet sex. And then all of a sudden you start thinking about your best friend and you get so excited, you just start jackhammering the puss. O is the one whose side we're supposed to be on. We know Hugo's the bad guy.
Yeah.
O is the victim here. Julia Stiles' character, Desi, is the victim here. Right? This took me out. I'm like, fuck O.
Well, I was at this point, I was like, literally, fuck everybody in this goddamn movie.
Yeah, like, well, except for Desi. She didn't do shit.
No, she didn't do shit. But like, literally every other character.
All she did was try and live her life.
Yeah. But like the dean, the coach, Hugo, Mike, like Odin, all of them, Hugo's girlfriend, like they're all pieces of shit in this movie.
Every single one of them.
Hugo then gives Mike the scarf so he can give it to his girlfriend and then tells O that Mike has the scarf. Odin goes to Desi's room, asks for his grandma's scarf. She can't find it. Shit goes sideways again. He asks Desi if she gave the scarf to Mike. And then we have the basketball practice where Odin loses his shit and beats the fuck out of Mike at practice.
I've been very upset over women in my life leaving me or cheating on me or any of this shit. it's never consumed me though. So I am so far out of orbit when it comes to relating to anything that's happening here. I have never been so unbelievably caught up and twisted up in my own shit that just the thought of my best friends and my girl hooking up just makes me completely like, what the fuck world are we living in? And what I don't understand here is I would understand O starting to break down from the pressure of like, I'm the only black kid in this school and the racism and this, and I'm treated like that. But we don't see any of that. All we see is O treated like a king and Hugo's jealous. So basically, what we're being led to believe is O is such a good guy that if you just put a thought in his head, Inception style, he turns into a rapist murderer?
Yes! Yes!
By the way, this storyline, if you are like, this is a telling of Shakespeare and you're shitting on Shakespeare, no, it's not. No. This is very different than the actual Othello, and I urge you to check that out.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, because there was not in Othello a slam dunk contest where Odin buys some coke from Ezel and, you know, because he hasn't slept in days, and Odin then confronts Hugo because he's so fucked up about Desi, and then a coked up Odin goes out and shatters the backboard on a dunk and then goes full, if he wasn't yet, he goes full WWE heel here, right? He dunks the thing and the kid comes up and he mushes his face and pushes the kid down and then holds up the rim of the basketball hoop and he slams it down. He's like, yeah. And then he like goes into the locker room.
And what I love about this is a packed gymnasium full of rabid fans, right? And you hear some boos. He's getting jeered a little bit from the crowd for, you know, mushing the kid. That really gets the boos going. And then he just holds the rim. And for the most part, the crowd staring at him like Julia Stiles is like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're not intimidating. You're not scary. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You look like an asshole, guy.
By the way, again, Odin is painted as this like super nice dude, like, and not not your typical like black dude in a prep school. Like he at the end he does his little monologue and he was like, you know, I'm not from the hood, my mom isn't on crack and yada yada yada. Like he's a normal kid that is going to this fucking prep school who happens to be amazing at basketball, but he's like the nicest and everybody loves him. So the coach, the dean, the fans, the people that go to school with him see this behavior and go, well, he must be upset about something. You're testing him for drugs that fucking night. Hi, Odin. I know you're angry. Pee in this cup real quick. That's what's happening next. When you see the behavior go from here to this extreme over here, you're immediately going, he's on steroids. Steroids would probably be the first because like, anger and breaking a hoop and all that shit. But like, you would test him for something. And this dude's got like booze in his system and coke in his system and all kinds of crazy shit. Nobody says that they're going to test it. They're just like, well, Odin, you've been a little angry lately, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to sit you down for a couple of games.
They barely do that. They don't talk to this kid ever at all about anything other. Like, did you rape my daughter? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Fuck you, buddy. I'm keeping my eye on you. That's it. That's the only conversation they ever try and have with him. As much as a father figure as Coach Dick and Balls is supposed to be, he's not. He's just as bad a father to Odin as he is to fucking Josh Hartnett.
Hugo then hooks up Odin with more drugs, more booze to get through things. And he tells Odin that Mike and Desi have been fucking for at least a month and that behind his back, Mike and Desi call him the N-word. Like,
which this is where I'm like, okay, guy. Like,
well,
your lie just went one step too far in the believability factor. You've already got me fucked up. But my best friends since I've been here and my girlfriend of 4 months are closeted fucking maggots.
This is such a crock of shit.
Well, you know it's bad and you know it's a lie when he's like, hey man, he's pouring the booze and he's like, here's some fucking Coke or whatever. He's like, it'll get you through things, man. And yeah, like I've been doing some reconnaissance and yeah, they've been fucking for at least a month. You know what else? They say the N-word when you're not around. Again, at that point, I don't care how much drugs and booze I have coursing through my veins. I'm like, that sounded a bit off. I don't think you're telling me the whole truth here.
Yeah, this whole thing is sus as shit.
Yes, it is.
There's never been even a remote inclination. Julia Stiles is even joking with him about saying the word because she knows that, like,
yeah,
she's never going to say that word. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And then, Odin doesn't go into like, I'm so angry, I'm going to beat the fuck out of Mike and I'm breaking up with Desi. He immediately goes to, I'm murdering everybody. That's where he goes. The nicest kid in school all of a sudden is like, I'm murdering everybody. And again, this guy that's been talking shit, and I know he's like, we're like brothers. My dad treats you like his own son, and yada yada. And we're boys, and I got you. The minute your boy starts going, yeah, like he could have just been saying like, I could kill him. The minute your boy goes, yeah, we should totally kill him. He is not your boy. Do not pay any attention to that guy.
I'll go a step further and say, when you're like, I'm going to fucking kill him, and he's like, yeah, and here's the plan. What you do is you go to a pawn shop and you get a gun, and we're going to make it look like suicide. How do you have this teed up? How is this right there in the fucking front of your brain, dickhead? Between that and the whole my girlfriend and best friend have secretly been calling me the N-word behind my back and burning crosses. All of the heroin in the world mixed with all the cocaine in the world could not make me think that was even remotely believable or something I'm stopping right then and being like, dude, honestly, how much coke have you done? Like, how fucked up are you, bro? Because this is not cool. You should not have that plan queued up.
There's so many red flags throughout this, like, these next couple of scenes. Like, after Mike leaves, because, like, his girlfriend comes in, like, so he sees the scarf that he gave Desi, and blah, 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 blue. So it sends him over the top, and now I'm a murderous rage, and I want to kill. But the whole, again, yeah, let's kill him. That's a red flag, okay? The N-word, that's a red flag. And you know what else? I found hooded white sheets in their closets when I was doing their laundry for them because I do their laundry for them. Like, that's literally almost as believable as everything else that he's shoveling here, because all he's doing is shoveling piles of shit.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
And we got to go back to what Armando said at the beginning, because this is what fucks me up so bad about this. That's your best friend.
Yeah,
it's a girl that you are in love with. You put a rubber band on her finger so you could pretend be married to her. You love her so much. Yep. Yet never once did you even think or consider to be like, hey, you and Mike are getting pretty close. Something going on?
Yeah.
That never dawned on in your mind to have that conversation. It was just like, thanks, Hugo. Let's murder him with your exact O.J. Simpson "if I did it" plan. Sweet.
So Hugo goes, he buys the gun at the pawn shop or trades his watch in for it. And then his plan here to kill Desi, frame Mike, and then kill Mike and make it look like suicide. That's the plan, right? So shit goes sideways immediately. You know why? Because a teenager put a fucking double murder plot together. That's why.
What?
Don't leave murder plots to 18-year-olds. It's not going to go well. So they pull up the whole I'm going to take Mike to the basketball game, and Roger's slumped over the wheel. He gets out with the gun, can't shoot Mike, so Mike wrestles the gun. Roger shoots Mike in the leg. And then Hugo comes in and he's like, "Oh my God, what's going on? You didn't kill him properly. It's supposed to look like suicide." In the original plan, I wanted you to shoot him in the stomach because that's how suicides happen.
And then Josh Hartnett shows Roger how it was supposed to go down and shoots him in the stomach. Now, here's what's crazy, right? His plan has already completely fallen apart on itself.
Yes.
And still, at no point in time is he's like, maybe we should abort this plan. He's like, I got it. 7 more improvs coming up for you. No sweat.
7 more murders coming up to cover the first murder that was supposed to happen.
Hell yes.
It's so bafflingly stupid.
It really
how
is.
This was written on a page and actually like, yeah, this makes total sense. How as an actor did you read this and went, oh, I totally got it. My motivation's set.
We cut to Odin now. He goes to Desi's room with Mike's fingerprinted drinking glass, and he chokes Desi in her bed. Emily shows up, finds Odin choking Desi in her bed. Hugo then shows up. Everything goes to shit because now, like, Hugo's like, I'm murdering everybody. Like, he don't give 2 shits. He shoots Emily, and then he just leaves. Like, everything's going to be okay. And then Odin picks up the gun. He loses his shit and then shoots himself. I would say kills himself, but he shoots himself in the little pocket of fat you got here on the side. Like, and it's just that still shot of him and the gun go, and I don't even think the gun's pointed at his body. It's like pointed out to the side.
Yeah, like he shot himself in the knee is what he did.
He pulled a Plaxico, but then they show him on the thing and he's got a fucking bullet like here.
That's it.
What really got me was the speech O is giving here. Like, you remember I wasn't this guy and I wasn't that guy and I was... Dude. You choked your girlfriend who you raped 3 scenes ago.
Yes.
And now you want me to fucking feel sorry for you because you got played?
You got played so hard. Like, at the beginning of this movie, when Roger and Hugo are talking, and he's like, I got this plan. We're going to break them up, and then you can go after Desi. Okay, cool. Sounds like a normal high school evil plot.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm there for it. It's fine. You went from, I'm going to break them up, to, I'm going to have everybody murdered that I know.
Hell yes.
The level of escalation from one moment to the next, the like planning, the level of convenience needed for everything to work out just perfectly.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid. Although it can be boiled down to like Josh Hartnett's girlfriend's side piece. I don't know what she is exactly in this movie that's helping him out, but she's helping him escalate all of this shit against her roommate. And she's on board with it the whole time. And then she's like, wait, O just choked Desi. He did it. Hugo made everybody do this. And Hugo's playing with the whole... You were in on it, bitch. You didn't think to say... Nobody at any point in time thought to go, you know what? I don't really understand why Hugo's attacking this guy we all love so harshly, or Desi.
Yep.
Maybe somebody should say something to somebody.
You were right.
This is like a Days of Our Lives plot. Like this is one season of Days of Our Lives, okay? But at least
100%.
they have a season. They have a season to get from a normal person going to murderous rage. They did it here in an hour and 40 minutes. Okay.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you they cut off the part at the end where like O's twin brother shows up and shoots Josh Hartnett and revives Desi, and they live a life together. Get the fuck out of here. This is so bad.
And then Emily is saved and she's possessed by the devil. And then so you got a whole season of her just being possessed by the devil and doing bad things.
But that wouldn't have meant nothing if I didn't have a go-to guy.
So we could talk about like the Josh Hartnett plan being like incredibly unbelievable and how Odin goes from this to that, making that. You want to know what the most unbelievable scene for me in this movie was? The fact that when Odin goes to buy drugs, whatever drugs, whether it's Coke or whatever it is, from Ezel, he goes to give him the money. And Ezel goes, "Oh, this is just a one-time thing? Man, it's free." Name me one drug dealer on the goddamn planet that isn't going to take that money out of Odin's hand. One time, 10 times, it don't matter. He's going to take that money. He might go, "Hey man, first time's free." Before there's any money offered, the minute you show money, that dude is taking that shit. And he's double dipping because then he's taking Hugo's money because Hugo paid him to do it. So now he's made 2 times the money. So for me, that was the most unbelievable scene in this movie.
It's bullshit.
Okay, the most unbelievable scene then for me in this movie is when Desi and O are getting ready to have sex the first time. And she says, "I want to give myself to you completely. I want you to do what you want with me. Everything's fine." And the words that came out of Odin's mouth were not, "Say goodbye to your anus," because that's where I'm heading.
We'll end it there. For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews. Say goodbye to your anus. And this was 2001's O.